Many people believe that Tom Brady is one of the best quarterbacks of all time, if not the best. Despite his few flaws, he is unquestionably one of the greatest athletes of all time. As a football star, he made his debut in the realm of celebrity early in his career. He married a global supermodel, which certainly didn't hurt either. Brady had a relationship with actress Bridget Moynahan before his marriage to Gisele Bündchen. He had moved on with Gisele when he got a call from Moynahan that would alter his life forever. After years of silence, Moynahan has now shared her side of the story. Running in the same circles. Viewers are most familiar with Bridget Moynahan from her portrayal as Erin Regan on the CBS series Blue Bloods. In addition, she starred with Tyra Banks in Coyote Ugly and made appearances in Sex and the City and its sequel, And Just Like That. Brady's fame grew along with Moynahan's, so they would eventually cross paths. After years of silence, one of Tom Brady's ex-girlfriends has now come forward, revealing names. She said in an exclusive interview that she and Gisele Bündchen often attended the same charity galas, fashion exhibitions, and elite parties despite their breakup. She said she could feel the strain. Everyone could sense it, but we kept it friendly, she said. She asserts that Gisele always knew she was there and vice versa. Now, rumors of cold exchanges and subtle shade have returned with newfound veracity. Tom's ex says that even after he moved on, his past with Gisele continued to linger. People never realized how complicated it was. An immediate spark. She immediately connected with Brady after they first met. After several successful dates, she and Brady began dating and continued their relationship for 3 years. However, their relationship took a turn for the worse in 2006, leading to their decision to end it. They had no idea that they would become permanently entwined in each other's lives. Tom Brady's former partner is talking for the first time about what it was like to witness his relationship with Gisele Bündchen develop and how fast it happened. She said there was an instant spark between them. It was visible to everyone in Tom's vicinity. She said, I could see it. Tom and Gisele's relationship was so passionate and well publicized that it left little opportunity for reconciliation. She described the emotional toll of being abruptly replaced in the spotlight, saying, it was like I disappeared overnight. Although she insists there was no overlap, the date aroused interest. She clarified, it was like one chapter suddenly closed. Years later, she's at last prepared to give her version of events. Gisele breaks her silence about Tom's new flame. In a shocking turn of events, Gisele Bündchen finally confronts her ex-husband's new relationship at the same time that Tom Brady's ex is speaking out. Tom's ex-partner claims that Gisele's response to his latest interest isn't as composed as it seems. She disclosed, she's always been calm in public, but it's a different story behind closed doors. According to Gisele's recent statement, she wants Tom's happiness, but the ex implies there's more to the matter. She remarked, you don't just walk away without feeling anything after spending more than 10 years creating a life with someone. Tom's ex offers a fresh perspective on what might be happening as Gisele publicly breaks her silence, implying that the ostensibly amicable breakup may have deeper, concealed layers. Tom Brady's new girlfriend exposes the truth. Tom Brady's ex makes a daring admission about the reality of his new relationship, implying that Gisele Bündchen might not be as unaffected as she appears. About the chronology of Tom's latest romance, she admitted, Gisele knew precisely what was happening. She asserted that even though Gisele's maintained her composure in public, she was well aware of the new relationship before it made news. It was more than just a fleeting interest. Gisele had her suspicions long before it was made public. Therefore, this was something significant. The ex disclosed, the ex maintains that there is a secret aspect to the narrative that neither Brady nor Gisele has completely disclosed, even as Brady's current girlfriend gains more attention. Gisele finally reveals what ended her marriage. The ex-wife of Tom Brady talks openly about Gisele Bündchen's long-awaited disclosure of the events that led to the dissolution of her marriage to the NFL star in an exclusive interview. She asserts that Gisele has constantly concealed the reasons for their breakup, but she's now ready to share her perspective. The former partner clarified, "It wasn't just one thing," she says. Gisele's choice to put her needs first wasn't abrupt. It'd been growing for years. It was the weight of the lifestyle, the constant tension, and feeling like she was second to Tom's career. The ex also admits that despite Tom's successful profession, Gisele secretly recognized that their paths had parted. "It's a lot more complex than people realized," she continues. Tom Brady's ex drops bombshell about Gisele. Finally speaking up, Tom Brady's ex shocked fans with a shocking revelation about Gisele Bündchen. She disclosed in a rare interview that even before their divorce, Gisele was well aware of the conflict between her and Tom. She alluded to private problems that had been simmering behind closed doors when she said it wasn't just about football. According to her, Gisele frequently felt marginalized by Tom's fixation on his career, which caused a significant gap. Gisele consistently harbored doubts, yet her pride initially prevented her from acknowledging them. The former partner admitted, Gisele wasn't just struggling with Tom's work-life balance, she was fighting her battles too, implying that there were problems that few were aware of. Gisele's secret life after divorcing Tom. Tom Brady's ex is revealing details about Gisele Bündchen's life after the divorce. Gisele's life post-divorce isn't what people think, she said. The ex claims that Gisele has been concentrating on reestablishing herself, spending more time with close friends, meditating, and pursuing passions away from the spotlight. She's been navigating numerous personal challenges that she's chosen to keep private. The ex clarified she's much more introspective now, looking for more profound meaning in everything. Gisele's new life is very different from her dazzling public persona as a businesswoman and supermodel. The former partner said she's been quietly healing, learning to find peace on her terms, offering an overview of Gisele's personal development. The truth about Gisele and Tom's final days. Tom Brady's ex-wife, Gisele, is shedding light on the final days of their failing marriage. It wasn't just about football, she admitted. The ex claims that their once ideal relationship had been deteriorating for years, with Gisele growing increasingly isolated as a result of Tom's intense focus on his profession. There were emotional gaps that neither of them knew how to fill. They were living separate lives in the same house, she stated. The ex further asserts that, in the end, there was a noticeable strain in every exchange between Tom and Gisele, and that they'd ceased speaking honestly to each other. She revealed, it became clear they weren't on the same page anymore, offering a close-up view of the hardships that lie behind the news. Tom's ex speaks out. He was never over Gisele. Tom was never really over her. She admitted he always had a piece of Gisele with him. She claimed that Tom was still emotionally attached to Gisele and would often bring up their history. She claimed that it strained their relationship because he'd compare me to her in ways that weren't fair. According to the ex, Tom found it difficult to move on completely and frequently felt homesick for his previous marriage. She disclosed, illuminating the intricacies of Tom's emotions. He may have tried to move on, but deep down, Gisele was always the one. Inside Gisele's side of the divorce. No one heard. With previously unheard insights, Tom Brady's ex is providing a unique look into Gisele Bündchen's thoughts on their well-publicized divorce. Gisele claims that the media craze surrounding their relationship and Tom's career's incessant demands made her feel confined. The ex clarified, she was walking away from a life that no longer served her, not just from Tom. According to her, Gisele often felt ignored and undervalued, particularly when Tom's NFL obligations took precedence. The ex claimed that although Gisele loved him, she had to put her happiness first. Despite the public narrative, the ex maintains that Gisele's decision was about finding serenity and rediscovering herself outside of marriage. What Gisele thought about Tom's NFL return. By exposing an aspect of their relationship that few were aware of, Tom Brady's ex is shedding light on Gisele Bündchen's actual thoughts regarding Tom's return to the NFL. She claims that Gisele didn't fully agree with Tom's choice to come out of retirement. She felt conflicted, the ex said. Gisele explains that after years of demanding seasons, she had thought Tom would prioritize her personal life. On the other hand, she understood his passion for the game, but on the other hand, she felt like he was putting football before their family. She always had a hard time finding balance, the ex disclosed. Even while Gisele never openly disapproved of Tom's decision, the ex maintains that there was unquestionable tension surrounding his homecoming behind closed doors. Tom's ex just leaked the texts. Gisele isn't happy. The stunning discovery that his ex-partner has published intimate texts may alter fans' preconceived notions about Tom Brady and Gisele's relationship. The ex claims that the texts show a deeper level of conflict and unsolved problems between the couple before their divorce. According to the ex, the messages reveal Tom's mixed feelings and Gisele's annoyance. So Gisele will not be happy when she sees these. Gisele expresses her dissatisfaction with Tom's preference for football over family in the texts, which allude to their growing distance from one another. The ex admitted, even before the split, she felt like she was losing him. The public release of these texts has shed light on the dynamics of their marriage in a more transparent manner. What Gisele really thought about Tom's NFL return. In a shocking new interview, Gisele Bündchen's ex reveals her true feelings about Tom Brady's latest romance, and they're not good. She claims that Gisele's response has been anything but kind. The former partner revealed, she's been brutally honest with close friends, expressing how hurt and betrayed she feels by Tom's quick move. Gisele, who's remained composed in public, has complained privately about the new connection, claiming that Tom's rapid move-on indicates he never gave their relationship his whole attention. The ex claimed it cut deep, expressing Gisele's resentment at how things had turned out. The ex maintains that Gisele's sentiments of betrayal are more profound than anyone realized, despite her composed public image. Tom Brady's past love tells all. Gisele knew everything. Tom Brady's ex-girlfriend reveals in an exclusive candid interview what transpired behind the scenes of his marriage to Gisele Bündchen, asserting that Gisele was far more aware than anyone else. The ex claimed that she knew everything, alluding to the conflict and hardships Tom had faced before his relationship with Gisele became public. Tom had always been honest with her about his goals, his hardships, and even his unresolved emotions. According to the ex, Gisele was aware of the challenges Tom faced in balancing his personal and professional lives. Contrary to popular belief, Gisele was not surprised. Giving an intimate look at the couple's interactions, she disclosed that Gisele was aware of the intricacies. Gisele's ex-best friend reveals why she left Tom. In a startling admission, Gisele Bündchen's former closest friend discusses the reasons behind her final decision to split from Tom Brady, illuminating the private battles that led to their well-publicized divorce. The acquaintance revealed Gisele was not only juggling Tom's demanding career, but she was also battling her battles that no one knew about. She claimed that Gisele increasingly felt alone and misunderstood by both Tom and the general public. The friend disclosed she was constantly in his shadow, and eventually it became oppressive. Gisele made the difficult decision to quit because she wanted to prioritize her health. The former closest friend continued by saying she knew it was time to find herself again, away from the pressure, providing a fresh viewpoint on Gisele's challenging decision. Tom's first love opens up. He changed after Gisele. The quarterback's first love talks candidly about how his relationship with Gisele Bündchen transformed him. After Gisele entered the picture, Tom was never the same, she disclosed. She claims that Tom's concentration changed dramatically as he grew increasingly preoccupied with his public character and appearance. She clarified, he was always driven, but with Gisele it felt like he was constantly chasing perfection in both his personal and professional life. Despite their intense bond, the ex said that Tom's marriage to Gisele made him put success before all else. She revealed how Tom changed throughout the years by saying it wasn't just about football anymore, it was about maintaining this perfect image they'd created. Gisele's confession, why she feared Tom's fame. In a heartfelt admission, Gisele Bündchen's close confidant reveals why she'd been afraid of Tom Brady's enormous celebrity. The source claimed that Gisele had always found it challenging to handle the strain that came with Tom's fame. The former partner revealed she loved Tom, but she feared what his fame did to their relationship. Gisele believed that there was a limited opportunity for a real connection because Tom's public persona frequently overshadowed their private lives. The ex clarified that Tom's constant media attention hurt their relationship, stating she feared becoming lost in the noise. Gisele was cautious of the sacrifices it demanded, but she appreciated his achievement. The ex's statement, "The fame became a force she couldn't escape," exposed Gisele's more profound issues. Tom Brady's sister speaks out. Gisele wasn't the one. Tom Brady's sister discusses her feelings regarding Tom's marriage to Gisele Bündchen in a rare interview, suggesting that Gisele might not have been the best match for her brother. She admitted, "Even though I adore Gisele, I've always believed that she's not the best match for my brother Tom." Despite their obvious chemistry, she said, the couple's approach to life were fundamentally different. Gisele wanted something more, something different, but football has always been Tom's motivation. Sister acknowledged that there had been conflict in the couple's relationship from the beginning, since Gisele found it challenging to adapt to the world of football and the constant attention that accompanied it. She concluded, "I just didn't see them as a long-term match." What Gisele told friends before leaving Tom. Gisele Bündchen told her closest friends about the difficulties she was having in her marriage before she decided to leave Tom Brady. Sources claim that Gisele complained of feeling increasingly distant from Tom due to his dedication to football, which left little time for their relationship. She told her friends that she felt like she was living in the shadow of his career, disclosed a close confidant. According to reports, Gisele struggled to balance her desire to prioritize her happiness with her love for Tom. The source revealed she said she didn't feel supported or truly seen anymore. Gisele understood that a change was necessary despite her emotional struggle. The companion remarked she knew she had to choose herself for once. Tom's ex finally says what we're all thinking about Gisele. Tom Brady's ex-wife is finally revealing the sentiments many have been questioning about Gisele Bündchen since their well-publicized divorce. She implied that Gisele's choices and behavior in the spotlight were premeditated when she remarked, "Gisele always knew exactly what she was doing." The former claims that Gisele's composed exterior frequently concealed a more nuanced reality. Everyone thought Gisele was just this perfect, put-together supermodel, but she had an incredibly strategic side, said her ex. She continues by saying that although Gisele presented herself as the devoted, helpful wife, there were moments when it seemed like she was more concerned with maintaining her reputation and advancing her job. The ex went on to say she wasn't as innocent as people think, offering a new perspective on Gisele's role in the marriage. Gisele's side of the story. No more silence. After years of silence on her marriage to Tom Brady, Gisele Bündchen's close confidant is finally sharing her side of the tale. Gisele didn't want to add fuel to the fire, which is why she remained silent for so long, the source revealed. Gisele, however, is finally prepared to speak up. The confidant claims that Gisele was never the aloof, cunning person that many people depicted her as. Instead, she was dealing with the emotional strain of the partnership. According to the source, she felt like Tom was never fully present, always consumed by his career. Although it wasn't an effortless choice, Gisele had no choice but to go. They disclosed that for the first time in years, she decided to choose herself. Tom Brady's secret life while married to Gisele. The former spouse of Tom Brady is disclosing shocking information about his private life while he was married to Gisele Bündchen, illuminating the private hardships they concealed from the world. The ex claims that Tom lived a double life, juggling his business and notoriety while keeping his inner turmoil at home. There was more going on behind closed doors, but Tom was always focused on football, she revealed. The ex claims that although Gisele was loyal to the family, Tom frequently disregarded the problems in their relationship. She said he wasn't as present as people expected. A difficult-to-bridge gap was formed by the strain of his demanding profession and their public image. Gisele's private journal leaked the truth about Tom. In a startling turn of events, Gisele Bündchen's journal was released, exposing her reflections on her union with Tom Brady. Sources claim that the journal offers an unvarnished, honest look at Gisele's feelings and hardships during their time together. The ex disclosed that she wrote about feeling alone and unnoticed. The journal entries describe Gisele's internal conflict as she navigates Tom's hard work and their growing emotional detachment. The ex said she thought Tom was always putting football before their family. Gisele describes herself as a woman who struggles to balance her wants with her job as Tom's wife, split between love and self-preservation. The journal's release has shattered the public's perception by revealing Gisele's more vulnerable side. Tom's ex wrote a memoir. Gisele isn't happy. Gisele Bündchen is upset because Tom Brady's ex wrote a memoir about her relationship with the NFL star. Sources familiar with the matter claim that Gisele is furious with the book's contents, which include intimate facts about her marriage to Tom. The source stated, "She's upset about the extent of the revelations." In the biography, Tom candidly discusses the difficulties he faced juggling his personal and professional lives, as well as the emotional toll it took on their relationship. The ex clarified, "There's no holding back in this book." According to reports, Gisele, who has always maintained a low profile, is annoyed by the public's attention to the memoir. The source went on to say, she never wanted these details out. Gisele's heartbreak. I didn't see it coming. A close friend of Gisele Bündchen shares in an open interview how devastated she was after her breakup with Tom Brady. Gisele didn't anticipate it, the pal revealed. Gisele was taken aback by the choice to split, even though there had been widespread conjecture about their union. The acquaintance claims that although Gisele had always hoped they could resolve their differences, Tom's increasing attention to football and the demands of their public lives created an impenetrable divide. The buddy claimed that although she initially believed they could strike a balance, she soon began to feel as though she was losing him to the game. The split emotionally tore Gisele, despite her reputation for resilience, and her pain persisted for a long time. I was there before Gisele. Tom's ex tells her story. In an emotional interview, Tom Brady's ex-girlfriend shares a side of the tale that few people have heard about her connection with the NFL star before Gisele Bündchen's arrival. Looking back on their early years together, she remarked, "I was there before Gisele." She claims that although their relationship was strong and based on shared experiences, things started to shift when Gisele entered the scene and Tom's notoriety increased. Regarding the change in dynamics, the ex disclosed, Tom was a different person with her. She acknowledges that it was challenging to watch their connection develop because she felt alienated in Tom's new environment. She revealed, "I don't think Gisele understood what Tom was like before all the fame." Tom's ex reveals how Gisele changed everything. The former partner of Tom Brady is talking about how Gisele Bündchen's arrival in his life completely altered his course. "Everything changed when Gisele entered the picture," she disclosed. The former football player claims that Tom's attention was divided between his career and his romance with the supermodel. The ex revealed she had a way of commanding attention, and Tom was completely captivated by her. Their relationship rapidly shifted as Tom became more preoccupied with maintaining his public persona and with the demands of his career. It was about maintaining this picture-perfect life that Gisele represented. It wasn't just about football anymore. The ex stated, describing how Gisele's influence changed Tom's priorities and their relationship. The interview Gisele tried to block. Tom Brady's former partner shares details of a conversation that Gisele Bündchen allegedly attempted to keep private in an unexpected new interview. The former partner acknowledged that Gisele tried to prevent the interview from taking place, saying, "Gisele didn't want me speaking out." She claimed that Gisele wanted to control the story that was told about their marriage and was highly protective of her reputation and their personal lives. The ex said she felt like it would paint her in a negative light. The interview proceeded despite Gisele's protests, providing an unvarnished glimpse into the intricacies of Tom and Gisele's relationship. The ex revealed the truth about their troubled marriage and the emotional hardships Gisele underwent by disclosing personal information about the demands she faced behind the scenes. Tom's secret letters to Gisele finally revealed. In a shocking disclosure, Tom Brady's ex revealed private letters that Tom allegedly wrote to Gisele Bündchen during their marriage, offering a unique glimpse into their intimate relationship. The ex disclosed, "These letters are very personal," describing how Tom communicated his love and frustrations in ways that were never intended for the whole public to see. The ex claims that although Tom's letters were full of sincere commitments, there were also vulnerable periods when he questioned his priorities. "You can see the conflict between his devotion to football and his love for Gisele," said the ex. The letters offer viewers a unique glimpse into Tom's complex relationship, revealing a side of him that's rarely seen and the emotional depth of a man torn between his marriage and work. Gisele's emotional interview. I gave him everything. Gisele Bündchen discusses her connection with Tom Brady in a poignant interview, revealing the emotional toll it took on her. Gisele's voice broke as she revealed her total dedication to Tom during their marriage. "I gave him everything," she described how she frequently sacrificed her desires and goals to prioritize their family and his profession. "I helped him through everything, but eventually I had to put myself first," she said. Gisele acknowledged that she felt as though she had lost herself while juggling Tom's demanding job. "I had to let go to find peace and happiness again," she remarked, despite her love for him. Tom's ex tears up talking about Gisele. During an emotional interview, Tom Brady's ex-girlfriend broke down in tears as she discussed Gisele Bündchen and how she had affected Tom's life. She wiped away her tears and remarked, "I can't deny how much Gisele meant to him." She claims that Gisele helped Tom become more determined and focused by bringing out a part of him that no one else could. She did admit, though, that it put stress on their relationship. She reflected on how she occasionally felt like an outsider and said Gisele understood that part of Tom who was always so consumed by his career. Despite the pain, the ex acknowledged that she could relate to Tom's strong bond with Gisele, even though it ultimately led to them parting ways. Behind closed doors, Gisele and Tom's final argument. Tom Brady's ex-wife discusses the heated confrontation that led to the end of his marriage to Gisele Bündchen in a recent interview. She said, "It was a moment of complete emotional rawness." She claimed that Gisele had finally had enough and had confronted Tom about his incessant preference for football over their relationship. The ex revealed she was crying and telling him she couldn't do it anymore. She claims that years of repressed emotion and frustration were there in the fight. Tom tried to protect himself despite his frequently aloof manner, but the harm was clear. The ex asserts that it wasn't just a disagreement, it was the culmination of years of feeling neglected, shedding light on the agonizing moment that significantly impacted their relationship. The phone call that ended it all. Gisele tells all. Gisele Bündchen reveals a startling detail regarding the phone call that ended her marriage to Tom Brady. She recalled a heated discussion that left everything on the table and disclosed it was the turning point. Gisele said she confronted Tom about their broken relationship during the phone chat, which was full of unfiltered emotion. Gisele revealed, "I told him I couldn't keep sacrificing my happiness for his career." Gisele describes the conversation as a pivotal moment when they acknowledged the severity of their situation. Gisele said, "We both knew it was over." Despite the pain, Gisele asserts that it was the decisive moment that compelled her to prioritize herself, move on, and permanently end their marriage. Tom Brady's past is coming back to haunt him. In an exclusive interview, Tom Brady's ex-partner asserts that his past is resurfacing, particularly following his public breakup with Gisele Bündchen. She referred to prior relationships and unresolved issues that are resurfacing when she remarked, "Tom has always tried to keep his past under wraps, but now it's all coming to light." The ex claims that Tom's emotional baggage has been a significant burden on him, affecting his relationships and current life. She said he hasn't fully dealt with his past mistakes. The ex hinted that the strains from his work and the unresolved issues from his past relationships are now unexpectedly resurfacing for him. "When your past keeps dragging you back, it's difficult to move forward," she continued. Thanks for watching Past Paradise. your go-to for Hollywood's hottest takes. If you loved today's deep dive into Tom Brady's ex and the drama surrounding Gisele, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more celebrity revelations. New stories drop every week. Stay tuned and stay entertained.